So, PD2 and Diablo 2, what is the difference? In this video I will show you what is PD2, what are the main differences between Diablo 2 and PD2, useful links and how to install PD2. What is PD2? PD2 is a mod created by Diablo 2 fans. Mod, short from modification, means that the game has been modified in some way. Some mods can modify the game a lot, some just slightly. In my opinion, PD2 modifies the game in a good way because I feel that I'm still playing Diablo 2. What are the main changes between Diablo 2 and PD2? Changes are made in several fields: quality of life, rebalances, additional items, and additional experiences such as endgame and even more. Let's start with quality of life because it was the main reason why I loved PD2 at the first sight. In PD2, your stash and backpack are much bigger. See this part of the backpack? It is 4 on 10 squares and only on this part charms are active. It prevents the player from filling his backpack with charms, so the upper side is for storing items only. However, cube is also a little more spacious. Stash is also much bigger, but there are no other tabs of it and it's not shared, so mulling is still in use. Take a look at this little plus sign in the corner of the room. This sign says that you can stack items. To create this plus sign, simply put item to the cube and transmute it as it is. After that, plus sign should appear on it. To remove plus sign, do the same. Stacking works for gems, runes, keys and PD2 items, but about them I will talk later. Navigating on inventories is also improved. Now you can use key bins to move items, so for example shift-click will move items from backpack to inventory and vice versa. It also works for cube. Shift, Ctrl and right-click will move item from stash to cube. Shift left-click will identify your item. And of course, Ctrl right-click will throw away item from your stash or backpack. And the last useful key bin, Shift left-click for moving potions from backpack to belt. Very useful change made in PD2 is the character statistic screen. You can see it by pressing key 8. Here you see your character name and all the statistics. Here is very important statistic because it's showing the breakpoints. Investing in those points have sense only in moment when you see highlighted number in next breakpoint. You can also see the character screen for your mercenary, but first you need to press O to see the mercenary overlay and then 8 for the character screen. Also, as you can see, mercenaries can now additionally equip gloves, belts and boots. And even more, set items are working for mercenaries too. Another thing worth mentioning are item descriptions. Good example is showing item stat ranges. By this, you can define how close to perfection is your gear. Another cool thing in PD2 are loot filters. You can choose between many loot filters and every one of them varies depends on your needs. Loot filters are mostly highlighting important drops, hiding worthless items, for example considering your level, adding descriptions, showing item level, etc. You can also modify existing loot filters, but this is a topic for a different video. Most important keybinds are always show items and advanced item display. Close the window by right-clicking on it. There's also mechanics for increasing numbers of your next games. Some people can find it useful in counting their runs or just creating new games quickly without the need of manually changing the game name. Okay, now let's talk about some balance changes. There are some balance changes in PD2 including character, map and item changes. I will list some of them as an example, but there are much more of this. Character changes are made for all characters. Let's take a look on Assassin. For example, traps. Chain Lightning Sentry added skill at level 30. Chain radius same as Sork, bounces up to 5 times. Death Sentry only explodes corpses. Flat physics fire damage. 5 to 10% corpse life. Level 30. That's on. There's plenty changes made here. All changes here and in other areas you can see in PD2 wiki, but I will talk about it more in useful links part of the video. About items, let's take Seraph Hymn as an example. Here changes are made only for 2 roles. Instead of plus 20 to 50% damage versus demons, it is 50 to 80% damage versus demons. And same for damage versus undead. In contrast to character and item changes, there are only few maps changes in PD2. And it is, for example, Maggot Lair in Act 2. Tunnels are much wider, so it is less annoying to go through it. Also, on Cow level you can kill Cow King without fear of closing Cow level permanently. Some map zones have changed monster levels to make more builds viable because of monster elemental resistances. There are also changes on some monsters in-game. For example, Blood Raven is much more buffed. The summoner from Arcan Sanctuary has 8 times more health, same as many more monsters, mostly because they drop Key of Terror. New addons from PD2. There are some new items and levels added to the game. Let me talk about some of them. Warzone Shard. This item has been added for new item modifications, corruptions. By corrupting an item, you can roll a modifier, turn the item into a random rare, or roll sockets on an item. It's kinda gambling, but it's fun to play with. Maps. Maps you can find as a drop from monsters, and you can use it to open new world to farm on it. Every map have different roles. Orbs from Anya are used to modify the maps. How to install PD2? First, you need to have installed Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction on your computer. If you don't have it, go to Blizzard site, go for a tab Games, then More Games, then search for Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction in search bar. Lord of Destruction is extension for Diablo 2, so first install Diablo 2. PD2 installation is very simple. Go to PD2 site and take your time to read rules. They are short and simple. When you're ready, press Play for Free button and create an account. After that, you will be able to download PD2. Open Launcher, choose your Diablo 2 destination folder and follow the installer. Now you're ready to launch PD2. Game icon looks like this. After opening it, choose the loot filter you want to use, or don't do it, but I highly recommend you to set one, and enjoy! Useful links. PD2 has its own wiki. I recommend you to look through it for more answers. There are much more changes that I present you in my video. If you are interested in, for example, corruptions or whole list of balance changes, look for anything you need on the side menu. For trading, PD2 have a nice trading tab on their main page. You can look for items you have found and see how much they are worth. There are filters you can use. If you need to buy skillers for Summoner Druid, do this. If you need to buy Shaco, but only with 5% damage reduction, do this. All links you can see in the description below. Do you like the video? Hit like and subscribe button to see more. Also, I'm streaming almost every day on Twitch, so feel free to join me in my adventures. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye!